Hey everyone, this is Jan, and you're watching my little Wildcat Anthology short story, The Making of, Episode 2. So today's video is a little bit of a recap of what I did last week, which was the layout for the 8 pages that this short story is going to be about, what the story is about. So this weekend I tweaked stuff a little bit more, as you can see on screen right now, and I also made a start of some tighter pencils after I got some balloons and some captions on the screen. So I'm kind of mixing things up with the order in which I do things for Phosphor. For this little short story, I figured I'd do balloons first, not dialogue, just the balloons, just to see if I can get a nice flow going, because I figure I can always resize the balloons up and down. So if you're unfamiliar with Wildcat, Wildcat is a character created by C.B.Smallwood, and I'll be sure to post a link to his channel down below. I think I forgot to do that last week. Not sure actually. Kind of bad. Sorry. When Brian does do his live streams, you can usually find us in the chat while he's enlightening us with the in the ways of Buddhism, as he was doing the other day. And just talking us through his process making his comic books. We of course all met up online here on YouTube, watching each other's 100 days of making videos, and we both made it into the second anthology that the 100 days of making comics community, the V100s, put out about a year ago. So when Brian announced the anthology he wanted to do for his own character, you know, I really wanted to jump in, besides the fact that it's a really cool character, and you know, this big hulking brute, and very like 80s 90s action hero that is just a lot of fun to draw. I figured this is also like a nice way to keep the community going one way or another, and just, you know, do an anthology a year for me, which is always, there's something about doing short stories that everyone always recommends, like you have to start small. And with my own comic book Phosphor, I completely disregarded that advice and just started a really big story. I thought I trimmed it down. It's still taking me years. So these short stories, for which there tends to be a tighter deadline of just a few months, it's really, you know, great practice for indie artists like myself, who are just trying to get their book out, you know, while working on their bigger projects. So right here in Procreate, let me just show you. Everything that I've done this weekend in regards to the layouts and the ballooning, I've put in one single file. I find this is very helpful, just not just to share and show it to the people I'm working with, but also just to have a very quick look at the entire story rather than flicking through separate files, you know, where you have to open and close them in Procreate or Photoshop. I'm also making use of a reference page. This one is Wildcats by Travis Charest and Richard Fend. Sorry. And I find these Wildcats pages, that's Wildcats with an S, and I think they're like, it's from like early 2000s. your art is still phenomenal. But I find that there's a lot of line art that is a little too thin, it's too detailed, and you can almost not see it. Or maybe my eyes are going. But therefore, it is a very good reminder, like by putting this on the page as I'm drawing the comic book, what is too thin. And by having it on the actual page that I'm drawing as a reference right there, when I zoom in and out of the page, because the reference zooms with me rather than when you have it on a separate panel or a separate screen, I can just adjust the pressure I put on the pencil, or adjust the size of the brush that I'm using. It just makes it so much easier, I find, to keep track of, you know, like am I working too thick or am I working too thin? Have I zoomed in too much and now the brush size is completely off? So I guess the update for this week is that I've got all the pages, balloons and captions done. I've rearranged the layout just a little bit, just tweaked it just a little bit better, and I've managed to get tighter pencils for the first 2 pages that I was really happy with. I really enjoyed making those. So I think I'm on track. Like if I can keep this up with the tighter pencils, it feels like they're coming together more and more to the point that it doesn't feel like this mountain of work ahead of me, and I can just chip away at it every day, just a little bit, and still manage to hit the deadline of mid-May. That's the plan. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. There's a little bit more coming. There's page 2 still to follow. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. So, till then, thanks for watching.